In this video, I want to talk about Stampin' Up's new Jumbo Sticky Rounds. When you get your Jumbo Sticky Rounds, your package will have two of these sheets. So they are round medallions that are very, very sticky. The first thing you want to do when you're using them is take and cut them out. So don't try to use the whole sheet. Make sure you cut them out and you're using an individual piece each time. The other thing that makes life a little bit easier is to always use the red side. So when you're pulling the backing off, make sure, you can use your thumb a little bit if you need to, that the medallion sticks to the red piece. It just seems to have a little bit more weight to it, so it makes life a little bit easier. The other thing you can do is use the piercing tool from Stampin' Up if you need to hold it down, or a pair of scissors so that you're not getting your fingerprints on the medallion itself. Now there's two ways that you can go ahead and use these medallions. You can make flowers or rosettes depending on how you do it. And there's several things you can use. So you can use ribbons, any kind of ribbons that you want. You can use the tulle that I've got here. And you can also use the Stampin' Up fabric. So all of these will work on the medallions. And there's two ways to go. You can start from the center and work your way out, or start on the outside and work your way in. First I'm going to start from the outside, and I'm going to use the fabric here. It's got a nicer piece. I'm going to use this one here. So I'm just going to start from the outside, and I'm just going to work my way in. Now you can leave it flat, you can bunch it up a little bit, you can do all types of looks with these, and that works for both ways of doing this. You can get a variety of looks from it. So I'm just going to go gently pinch it here, work my way to the center. And when I'm done, you can add something to the middle to cover that piece up, and you're ready to go. Don't be afraid to use scissors and trim it a little bit if you need to. And also don't be afraid to use some pieces of mini glue dots just to hide anything that you want to hide. So I'm just going to trim this to make it a little bit rounder. And there you go. That's the first way to do those flowers. Now, here's one that I've already done. So I'm just going to show you. This is the card that I've made. I've used ribbon here. I've pinched it a lot more than I did this one, so you can see that it's a really different look. And I've added a button in the middle to hide where I ended things. Now I'm just going to peel off this red piece and stick it down onto my card. There you go. It's just that easy to make the flowers with the Stampin' Up Jumbo Sticky Rounds. Let me show you now how you can make a rosette. So again, I'm going to take my sticky rounds, going to cut a piece, and here I've got my tool. So what I'm going to do is just take the end and I'm going to knot it. Now you don't want to over tie this knot. It doesn't have to be really tight. You want it to kind of sit at the same level as everything else when you're ready to go. So I've got my knot. I'm going to trim my end here so I don't have too much to work with. And again, I want to work on my red side. So I'm just going to, that one came off a lot easier. Now I'm going to take and put this down into the middle. Now I recommend that you don't cut a length of this, just work with everything that's on your spool, because every card, every jumbo round will take a little bit different as far as the amount of ribbon or fabric that's required. So you want to go ahead and just work with everything on the spool so that you can trim it. I like to put my finger on the knot, and you just kind of want to twist it and then put it down. So twist it, put it down, twist it, put it down. Again, every one that you do is going to look a little bit different depending on how much you twist it, whether you're using fabric. You can get a loose look, you can get a tighter look. You can continue to roll, or if you don't like the rolled look, you can do more of a folded look. I'm going to keep rolling with this one because that's how I've started. So again, you just kind of want to roll it and then put it down. Now, as you get the hang of this, you'll probably have a tighter look to your rosettes. But in the beginning, if you've got some gaps, don't worry about it. You can always use a pearl or a rhinestone or something to cover it up. And you can do the same thing with these as well, as far as adding a center to them if you want to. So you just want to keep going for the entirety of the jumbo round, because that's the size that I want to make. I really like working with this tool because it gives a different look. It's a less tight look than working with the ribbons. So it's a pretty look. It's more of an antique vintagey look, and I quite like that. Now I've gotten to the end here. So once I've got all of my sticky rounds covered up, just like that, I can cut the end off, leave a little bit of a tail, and then when I go to adhere it to my card, I can simply peel it back, tie the ribbon onto the back, and then put it down onto the card. I want to just show you a couple other samples. Here's one that I used the crochet trim for, so it has a really neat look to that. And here's one that I made quite a bit smaller. And for this rosette, what I did was just take a jumbo round, and I attached some punches to it, cut them out, and then what I can do is just peel off the backing here. And instead of working on the sticky strip itself, I'm working on the smaller punched rounds. So just fold them all in. Doesn't have to be pretty. And I've got a smaller surface to work on, so I can make my smaller rosettes. If you have any questions, let me know. There are more samples on my blog, so you can go ahead and go to dreamingabout rubberstamps.com and do a search for jumbo sticky rounds. Have a great day. Thanks for watching.